let's talk about PFF grades. Because last night was kind of ugly. Starting off right away, we're going to start with pass blocking, okay? And I think the first guy we got to talk about is Jalen Rivers. Now, listen, Rivers is getting absolutely demolished. Everything I see online is saying he is absolutely garbage. It was his first game in the NFL. It was a 5th-round draft pick. And yeah, I'm not going to sit here and make crazy excuses for him, but I'm making excuses for him. Because, give him some time, okay? The guy that we should not be giving time to, Lucas Patrick, had 11 pass blocking snaps. And, he comes in at 37.1 pass blocking grade. You know, this is almost reminiscent, but not completely, of how bad Alex Kappa was. It's atrociously bad, man. It's really atrociously bad for him. Cody Ford didn't fare much better. He had a 45. And if this is the right guard competition, we've talked about it many times. Go get somebody. For Pete's sake, Cordell Volson, who had 15 total snaps at the left guard position, he came in at 61.7. Okay? So, he was at least decent. Landon Brown, best. Fairchild had a fantastic game, which is what you love to see. Teddy K, fantastic game. Now, keep in mind, this is the Eagles' backups, right? This is their second, third string guys. They didn't start their starters. So, if they started the starters, maybe we'd be talking about different things. Coker did play. He did have a 77.9 pass blocking grade as well. Keep in mind, though, grades are important, but they're not everything. Okay? Sometimes you do got to throw grades out the window and say, these grades don't matter as much. But they do kind of show some of the story, right? This is not the full story. This is some of the story that these grades are going to show. And all I got to say is, Samaje Perine did horrific on 7 passing snaps, 8.8. So let's talk about run blocking, because we actually were able to run the ball decently okay. Yoshi was actually the worst run blocker of all of our guys last night, which kind of interested me because he has a worse run blocking grade than Desmond Ridder or Joe Burrow. So I don't know why quarterbacks are in run blocking. I'll be honest with you. It's the stupidest thing to put in there because they're not ever in a situation where they're really run blocking. Yes, they might get in the way in some capacity, but yeah. Jalen Rivers came in below Joe Burrow and Desmond Ridder for run blocking scores, 59.1. So Lucas Patrick came in at 56.9. We'll see. We'll see how the next couple weeks go. Lucas Patrick, I don't know. Cody Ford, 54.2. Again, grade-wise, these guys, Cordell Volson, 51.5. Fairchild, best in the game. Best in the game. Starting left guard. Best run blocker last night. One of the best pass blockers, one of the best run blockers. He just does his job at a very high level, and he's one of the best. So we got to love Fairchild for that, because Fairchild's keeping me somewhat level-headed. Jackson Kirkland played 8 snaps for running blocking at left tackle, and actually did 60.7. So it's actually not horrifically bad, and kind of goes to show he actually got something going on there. For defense, run defense. Our worst run defender last night was Poison Ivy. I don't expect much from the cornerback department when it comes to run support, unless you're talking about someone like Mike Hilton, who would be in that aspect. Howard Cross had a horrific night in run support. TJ Slayton didn't really have too good of a night, only 8 snaps. So, again, sample size does matter greatly. The best run support guy last night was McKinley Jackson and Momad Jumita, which I actually really like a lot. Barrett Carter also was on the top of the list there. But Miles Murphy, 64.5. If they have a star next to their name, by the way, that means they're a starter, by the way. So this is the starting unit. Not everyone started last night. Obviously, we didn't have Cam Taylor-Britt. We didn't have Dax Hill. We didn't have a couple guys, so Trey was not out there. Jordan Battle, 64, so decent. Here's where we really struggled. Pass rushing. Our lone sack of the night, actually we had 2 sacks last night. Barrett Carter and Brian. Now Brian obviously comes in, not a starter. 83.2 pass rushing snaps. Great, fantastic. Lux was our worst guy. Chris Jenkins was our second to worst guy. Howard Cross was our second worst guy. But Miles Murphy, 62.7. Again, starter there. 64.4 for Joseph Asai. Only had 6 rushing snaps in this game. TJ Slayton did only have 5. It is what it is. Again, like I said, when it comes to starters, the reason why I always say, grades are great, but they don't tell the full story. If I have 5 pass rushing snaps and I have 1 bad snap, okay, so I have 5 and 1 bad snap, my grades are going to really, really get affected, right? You're going to really drop grade-wise. But if I have 100 snaps and I have, I don't know, the equivalent of 10 bad snaps, it's not going to be as much. So that's why I always say grades matter, but they're not everything. Kick return. Brightwell had a great kick return that was called back because of the penalty. Burton wasn't really much of a kick returner in this game. He was a punt returner, though, which I just realized is he has 62, actually. I don't know how he had a worse punt returner grade because the guy absolutely killed it in the punt return game. I got to a point where I'm like, dude, this guy could be a punt returner. Josh Newton was our worst coverage corner of the night. That might sound ridiculously crazy, and it should, because Poison Ivy played last night. But Jalen Davis was also horrific at 45.1. Actually, 45.5. Excuse me. Let me say that correctly. Nate Brooks was also getting cooked alive. It was just a smorgasbord of just absolute disgusting coverage. We couldn't get much pass rush either, so it didn't help. Barrett Carter was in coverage for a couple snaps. Did not look that great. Joe Harris had the pick, which almost was a pick 6, but we were back as he was down by contact. Owen Burks looked good. Tyson Anderson looked really good, which I really loved. I want to see him really step up. Anthony did not look good. Again, listen, last night, first preseason game, things are going to get better. Things are going to improve. But we definitely need to see things improve. We have 3 games total. We just went through 1. We have 2 more. Let's get back to work and get this crap together. Hoo-day!